My name is Anjali. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Kochi, Tevra. And ever since I was 3 years old, my mom used to take me to St. Jude Church, Tevra. And from then, I was introduced to Mama Mary and Jesus. I kept my faith till 10th standard, and then I kind of wavered in 11th and 12th. I was inclined towards a bit of agnosticism. And then when in 2020, one auntie, Lima, she introduced me to Mother Mary. I did not know about Kreupasanam, but she introduced me to Mother Mary. And from thence, I started being grateful for the things I had and to not look at the things that I don't have. And ever since then, I write thank you letters to God. And it has been a climb for me ever since. It has been a climb. It has been steep, but I was able to climb with the help of God. And then I was in France. I was working as an English language assistant with the ministry. And when my visa and all everything was taken care of by God through the ministry. So I did not know how to even apply for one. So I came back to India in May. But when I was there, my faith was wavered. Even though I visited so many churches with the grace of Mother Mary and Jesus, I went to Vatican and so many places. But I started questioning God that time because I was getting so much. I started questioning God. I was again started to be borderline agnostic, but then I had it in me that I am a mathematics graduate. I wanted to study. I wanted to do my postgrad in a very prestigious university. So I applied to universities from there, all by myself, no agency and all involved. So it was, again, I was relying upon my own merit. I have so many achievements, I'll get it. But no, it was not the case. I came back to India and I realized that I got rejected from 5 of the universities that I applied to. I applied to total 8 universities and I got waitlisted in 3 universities and I lost all hope. And then my mother had taken a covenant here. She told me to take an online covenant, which I took when I was in France. And I could not follow the covenant because I'm a non-Christian. So I don't know how to say the Bible. I don't know how to read the Bible, say the rosaries. It was very daunting to me. So I left it there. I was not following it properly. So I came here. So when I was coming in the bus, I said the morning covenant prayer 33 times. And then I felt a fragrance. So it was a very faint fragrance, which was around for, 1 second or something. And then immediately I get a mail that I've been accepted to one university. And the next day I get accepted to another university. And the following day I get accepted to another university. So I took the covenant the day. I'm a perfectionist, so I always wanted my covenant to be, to the utmost perfection. And after that, Mama Mary also blessed me with a job near to my university so that I don't have to rely on my parents, because I come from a very humble background and I don't want to ask my parents for money or anything of that sort. So she blessed me with that as well. I'm again working with the ministry and I'm again going to be studying. So it's such a wonderful miracle for me. Then comes my struggles. So in the covenant, I know for a fact that covenant does make things easier, but it does give you challenges. So when you get that challenges, you actually question yourself, can I actually do this? Is it actually working? So that's when Mama Mary is testing you if you will leave her or you will hold on to her, sort of. So I got so many challenges. So my visa, when I applied for it, my file wasn't getting validated. So I was so stressed. So my mother told me to come and to seek Father Joseph's blessings. So I came here. I was half-hearted because I used to listen to Father's talks, and Father used to say that, you're not coming here to see me, but you're coming here to see Mama Mary. So that was in the back of my mind. So I told my mother like that, but then she was like adamant. So she told me to go and see. So when I came here, Father Joseph was not there. It was a Thursday. So I was okay with it. My mom was really sad. So I told her that Father Joseph said, you are coming here to see Mother Mary. So that is one of the spiritual development I feel in myself. And then the next thing that was that my file was approved the same day that I went back home. Then again I came here. One of my wish was to keep my VFS file during the Assumption week of Mother Mary, because 15th August is a holiday. So apparently that was not the case, but my interview was significantly delayed, and I felt there was something wrong with my covenant. I felt it was being powerless. So I came here, I met Father Joseph, I was crying, and I couldn't even breathe. But then he asked me what is wrong, so I couldn't even say what is wrong with me, because I noticed one thing: ever since I've taken the covenant, I don't ask God, God give me this, next give me this. I just ask God to be in my prayers. So again, I feel that is one of the spiritual development I have had throughout the covenant. Ave Maria for that. And the next thing was that when I went back home after seeking Father Joseph's blessings, I got my interview scheduled the same day, and then I was so sure I cannot get my VFS appointment. So yeah, as I was sure, I did not get my VFS appointment on the Assumption date. However, I took it on 26th August because I could not afford to go to Bangalore or Chennai, because I had spent so much money on my applications. Even though my tuition was free, I had spent so much money on that. So I could not. So I listened to my mom, and she told me to keep it on 26th. Mother Mary will take care of the rest. I kept it on 26th, and on 10th, I was praying the rosary, and then I get this thing where Mother Mary is telling me, just check to the reschedule thing. You can only reschedule VFS to the date afterwards. You can only forward it to a further date. But when I checked it, I got a date for 13th of August, which is the same week as Mother Mary's Assumption. So that's time shortening. That is, I don't even know if my covenant is worthy of that, but I got that grace, and I'm really grateful for that. And a miracle that I witnessed. So I kept my VFS, and then I was waiting for my visa. It was under process for a long time. It was so daunting for me. So I came here on 27th of August, and I was praying. I had brought my relative also. I was praying, and then everyone was like, today there's no testimony, I assume, because it's already so late. So I was like, no, I will just stay for a little bit, a couple of more minutes. And then I stayed, and then I listened to a testimony. I was so sure that they don't have anything about visa in their testimony. But then to my surprise, there's uncle and auntie, they said that their children's visa were under process for 3 days, and it was pending, and they got it processed under 3 days. So it was a sign for me. Then I went out, I prayed there near the confession, and it was written 13th near the confession. So I was like, okay, so 13th is the date that I kept my visa. So I was like, again, Mama Mary is showing me a sign. And then I went again to the other place where you buy the honey and the oil, and I was buying it for the old auntie that I came with. And then when I was buying, I was reading the apparitions above. I can't see much without glasses. So all I saw was where the apparitions took place. So one was France, again it was France, and again it was Paris, France. So where I was going. So I was like, I was sure that I'll get my visa. And I'm not even surprised saying this, because I knew when I went back home, I attended Father's talk, and then after the talk was over, I was saying the rosary, and after I said the rosary, I was talking to my brother about Mama Mary. He's skeptical, so I was telling him, you should pray and all that. So that time I get three mails saying my visa is processed, it's dispatched, and it was couriered the next day. I got my visa the next day. It's all her grace. I can't even... And the spiritual development that I've had is that I've learned to be so humble, and I assume I'm humble and empathetic and kind. I understand fellow feelings now. I have learned to be forgiving and to forget things. And I'm a non-Christian, so I don't know as much, but I taught myself to pray the rosary. I read the whole New Testament. I'm reading a book by Saint Louis de Montfort called A True Devotion to Mary, and it has been talking to me. And right now I'm reading the Old Testament. People told me not to read it. You won't be able to accept that. But to my surprise, I am not questioning one bit of that book, and I'm able to, accept whatever is written, because I feel those are facts. And for the charity works, what I did, I Actually, in father's talk, I heard about this girl called Alisha and Swati Krishna, and that was two testimonies that I resonated a lot with. And listening to Alisha's testimony is when I decided that I'll go to the home for the destitute and serve there. So I went there, I visited all those aunties, and then I used to donate food, and following the 10 commandments, I also used to donate money for people who were hungry, especially on Wednesdays when I used to fast, and on Sundays when something good was cooking at home. I used to think about people who did not have that privilege, and I used to distribute paper. I used to put the cross with the oil, and then I used to distribute the paper. And these were the charity things I did, and I hope I can do more. Last year I used to teach kids for free, because education itself is a privilege for me, coming from a background I am as mine, and I can't even dream a lot. So all this that I've achieved is through her merit and her grace. I do not completely agree with not by merit but by grace, but because it's Mama Mary's merit and it's Mama Mary's grace, I say it's her merit and her grace. I'm just a puppet. And from now on, ever since the day I've taken the covenant, I want Mama Mary to protect me in her blue mantle and guide me and my family. I'm so sure she'll protect me and my family, even though I'm not here. And Ave Maria. And thank you, Jesus and Mama Mary, for making my covenant worthy enough to be a testimony for thousands of people. Ave Maria.
The testimony that we heard right now is from Anjali. And Anjali speaks about a term called agnosticism. That means the belief that it is impossible to know God. It's a kind of atheism that exists at the present era. That so many people are non-agnostics, but there are millions of people who are not known, but still they are. Those people, especially those who are learned, and especially those who have no spiritual experiences, may tempt more to fall into this set of belief. And Kreupasanam Udambadi serves at this field, especially those people who are little open to the prayer and little open in the search of God. The Udambadi is the best way to have a very deep and a very convinced God experience. That's what she shared. She shared about her personal experience, especially about her abroad journey and how she got her visa and all that. When she spoke about all that, she was always referring to the Udambadi and Udambadi format, and especially she also thanked two persons, especially Swati Krishna and Alisha, who shared the same testimony, or maybe the same, related to the same abroad journey and all that. She said that it really helped her. And especially there are so many people, especially youth, are coming here and proclaiming the power of God, the living presence of God, with or through her or his experiences of God that he received or she received through Udambadi. That is the main or the greatest miracle that is happening here. One person is encountering the God through his or her experiences. And thus he claims, or thus he believes that God exists and God can really do wonders in our lives if we are keeping the proper disposition of our mind and our faith. And let's also thank the Lord, and let us also thank the Mama Mary for bringing so many youth on this altar to proclaim that God exists and God experiences are possible if you really cling to Him. Let us give a big round of applause for the Anjali and as well as God the Father of God, Father God and Mother Mary.